It's happening. It's happening. Yeah, and
Oh,
Vinny's spending all
we're
of his
waiting for
money at.
Stacy, man.
All right,
What's up, man?
that's no problem. Nothing much.
How you going?
I'm doing all right actually. Just got back from spending some time out in Sandy. Trying to keep my nose
Oh
clean.
yeah. There you go. There's your
Evening, ma'am.
Hello.
it's your interview.
Evening.
I'm doing this interview.
Yeah. You know,
Alright.
you're the highest on duty, right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. These guys will be fine. Stace, like the cadets, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right. I'm just gonna be here.
Alright, give me a minute to pull up some paperwork.
Of course, yeah. Take your time. Oh, it took finally. We're getting our interview. It's actually honestly the second interview we've had, but this one should prove to be good. But yeah, I as soon as I saw Vinny spending money at the casino and then like going ham on the Evolve cards, I was like, I gotta give both Reggie and freaking Vinny $25,000 just to enable both of their plans and shit for the future. And because the other guy, we were bringing somebody new into the city.
Alright. I am PO7 Stacy Summers. I'm a lieutenant within the LSPD. Been on the force for a little over half a year, almost a year now. I'm head of TVIU, which is our Tactical Vehicle Interception Unit, and we're all about pursuits. We got the nice, fast, flashy cars. We also offer motorcycle certs, so you have a little off-road motorcycle and a street motorcycle.
No,
Very fun
that's
stuff.
great. That's great. I'm actually a back man myself, so
Yeah, so if you ever, become an officer, you can always get your motorcycle cert. You can talk
perfect.
to me or one of the team leads, since I do not have an assistant head at the time. But yeah, tell me about yourself.
Well, originally I came from Vice City. Traveled out here to keep an eye on my uncle. Walter is his name. He's getting up there in the age. He's got to have good, stable people looking out after him because he's starting to lose his shit. Pardon my French. Myself, I just got back from a trip to Sandy because I needed to pretty much get my head clear, get ready for this job. Because, admittedly, I do have a bit of a checkered past, but that's all behind me. I'm trying to actually be better than my father. So,
Yeah, I've seen you. You finally got your record cleaned.
yes, ma'am.
All right, that's good. That's off to a good start. Um, so what do you currently do in city to like pass the time?
At the moment, I kind of just do the delivery jobs to kind of make ends meet. It's kind of boring work, but it pays the bills.
So what do you deliver?
Pretty much like it's like Amazon packages and stuff. I don't really know what's inside them because that's against policy to open them up.
Of course.
Yeah, so I just drop them off to people. I've had a couple people tell me they were really excited for their gaming systems, whatever they was. So, but that's about it.
Okay, all right. So obviously you got your record wipe, so you prepared for that way. How else did you like prepare for this interview?
Well, I've been talking to my cousin Millie. She's an EMT. Recently got hired at Pillbox. She kind of has an ear for the 10 codes, so she's kind of been kind of quizzing me like it's high school, pretty much, on the 10 codes a bit, so. At least the ones that she has.
She enjoy her EMT job?
Oh yeah, she fucking loves it.
Nice. We always need more of those in city. All right, I'm gonna give you a little thinker here.
All right.
Name me 3 positive qualities about yourself.
Well, I'm a people person. I'm willing to at least give people a chance. I think I have a pretty solid head on my shoulders despite my background. My father was a bit unstable. He actually was clinically insane. But luckily I didn't inherit any of those genes. And I guess the other thing would be that I'm actually a thrifty spender, I guess.
Like the little impulsive buy here and there.
Oh no, ma'am. Quite the opposite. I keep my finances in check as much as possible.
That's good. Now what about 3 negative qualities?
I'm a bit of a hothead. I'll tell you that straight away. Uh,
Not for the messenger, my
I have a tendency to not take shit from people unless they are technically, you know, my superiors and shit. Again, pardon my language. And I think the third one would probably be my sailor's mouth.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't have one in this job?
It's true, but my ma always told me to, you know, be respectful in front of ladies.
Oh yeah, of course. Why do you want to work in law enforcement?
Well, again, my father, he was a bit of a really crazy man. He did a lot of crazy things back in the 80s in Vice. And I don't want to be like him. And I seen what it did to him. It broke him mentally and physically. Man blew off his own fucking arm, said it was a fucking war accident. Never fucking fought in a war in his damn life.
Oh boy. Out of curiosity, what was his experience or police experience in the Vice City over there?
Oh, he was usually on the wrong side of the fucking law. He was usually in trouble for either having explosives near him or around him or on him, or just being generally a nuisance pretty much to anyone. I think
So, what do you want to achieve in the PD if you become a law enforcement officer?
it's pretty much at this point. I just want to make the its short-term goal would be just to clean up the streets a bit. Long-term, I'd like to try to get into dispatch if possible, but that's gonna be very long-term, I think.
So, by getting to dispatch, what do you mean?
Pretty much like setting up calls and you know, you know, like sorry, I'm having a moment where my brain's farting. But like setting up the where people go on certain calls and shit like that. Keeping
Alright,
an eye on things from like, you know, like the guy in the chair kind of thing.
Alright. I will say that we do not currently offer any dispatch services at this moment.
Do you have rangers by chance, like people that patrol the wilderness? Because that would be the other goal, long-term goal I'd probably have.
We do not. No.
Well, shit. Do you patrol Sandy?
Yeah, you can patrol Sandy if you'd like. We only have 3 divisions at the moment. But we can always look into, you know, future things. Who knows what will happen?
Of course.
I'm gonna give you a little scenario here. Actually, a few of them.
All right.
Just answer them to your best ability, what you think's gonna be right. Say you're an LEO, you're an officer on duty. You're walking up to a situation where a man has a knife. How would you de-escalate that situation?
Standing a safe distance away and telling the man, please, sir, you mind putting away that weapon? I'd hate for me to get stabbed.
Alright, and what point would you escalate that situation?
If he started to approach in a threatening manner with that knife, I would probably end up pulling out my nightstick. If not my nightstick, a taser.
option.
Yeah.
All right. And do you have any examples of when you were in a very stressful situation and kind of how you dealt with it?
Well, recently I was riding my bike around the city, actually passing by the Kickham motor lot. I was stopped at a red light, and some gangbanger pulled up next to me, started pretty much flopping his dick, if you pardon my meaning, upon the table, pretty much showing that he was top shit. I just kind of just let him talk and just kind of told him that I don't want no trouble, brother. You know, he killed some fucking local right there in front of me, and I told him I don't want to die, but you know, I pretty much let him do his thing. He eventually got bored and left because I just wasn't like letting him. I wasn't being intimidated entirely by his whole, you know, gangbanger shtick.
Well, that's good that you're not intimidated by the gang members in this city.
No, most of them are hard because they probably had bad upbringings.
Yeah. All right, another scenario here. You're an officer on duty, and someone wants to give you a $20,000 tip for doing a good job. What's your response to that?
Ma'am, that's a bribe. I can't accept that.
All right. Again, you're on duty, and you perform a traffic stop later that day. That person has illegal narcotics on them. You approach them, and they're telling you to let them go with a warning because they offered you $20,000 before. What's your response?
For one, I didn't accept that bribe. For two, I need to put you in cuffs and search your person.
All right. See how I'm gonna test how IQ you are as a person here. Can you give me an example of you helping someone without them asking for your help?
Well, I would say, hearing somebody in distress, like on a stuck on a building or like in a tree or something, and going out of my way to go up and bring them down, kind of thing. Or like if I see somebody shot on the street corner or something, I've actually taken a couple people to the pillbox.
All right, and what would your response be to that if they didn't want your help? They refused it.
Well, shit. I mean, I ain't never heard of nobody refusing help as they're bleeding out like that. I guess I'd just be like, no, I'm gonna take you anyway. It's the best option for you.
All right. On an average, how many hours are you usually active in the city? Say like daily or weekly?
Myself, I've been active here a couple hours here and there, but I plan on being more active if I become PD.
All right. And why do you think we should hire you over the many other applicants that we have?
Well, personally, I think I could be a good fit for the PD. I'm looking to actually, like I said, clean up the streets a little bit. I mean, I can't think of much else. I mean, the only other thing is like I've had a couple of officers recommend to me that I should put in for an application. One of them was Mr. John Bender.
Okay, all right. Do you know who the chief of police is?
Is that Mr. Thomas King?
It is. It is.
I think I've seen him in passing once.
Oh, I would have a little hunch here to say you've seen him again. Have you ever had any interaction with the police in the city? If so, what was your like experience during that?
Well,
Be as brutally honest as you want.
well, the charge that actually I was waiting to get expunged here is actually from Mr. John Bender himself, while he was training some cadets. He pretty much used me as an example, because I did get a little heated and pushed him because he was right up in my face. He brought me into the jail cell. Kind of, because I was a little offended at how it all happened and everything, and how much I was being charged with, even though I did have a bit of drugs on me that I found in the garbage. He informed me afterwards that it was just a training exercise for the cadets. But, that because of what I had on me, that the record was going to unfortunately stick. But other than, him invading my personal bubble, I think he's an alright dude.
Alright.
Eh.
So, I just want to say, like, if you do pursue your career in law enforcement, it is pretty important that out there in the streets we keep, calm, cool, and collected, especially when interacting with these gang members.
Of course.
How you go about the city and interact with people has a major difference on how they will interact with you. So if you're able to keep that hot head under a nice little ice bath, then I think it'll work out.
I've been doing my best, ma'am. It's one of the reasons I spent a couple weeks out in Sandy.
Okay, alright. Well, do you have any questions for me? Or anything you'd like to add?
No, I think I got all my questions covered. Y'all have my motorcycles, so because I like riding motorcycles. Maybe there'll be rangers later. And yeah, you answered all my questions, so I'm good. Do you have anything else for me?
Just we do offer a level of commitment and consistency within the LSPD. After this interview, like either hour or so, you'll be able to see in your emails if you've made it through this interview process. We just did have an academy, so if you do pass this interview, there might be a delay, probably like a week or two, depending on the slots available for cadets. So
Alright.
if you are in city, occupy your time legally, of course,
Of course.
and
Hold up.
just keep yourself entertained in the meantime.
It's quite important.
Yes, ma'am.
But that's all I have. Mr. Thomas Dean, do you have anything to add?
Me? Nah.
All right. Well, it was nice meeting you. What was your name again?
Jonah Traveler.
Jonah Traveler. All right.
So
We'll
sorry
escort you
for,
out.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, of course.
Excuse me, sir.
Hey, Jonah.
See ya.
There you
Have
go.
a good
Have a
one.
great
Thank
one.
you. Thank you.
no, look at that. He has
Sweet! Alright.